Good morning, class. Welcome to the Whatever You're Into podcast. My name is Scaramanga.
Professor Scaramanga.
Professor Scaramanga. Here with Mesky, Marquise.
Hello.
And Redacted.
Hello.
Well, we got a special episode for you. Actually, we don't even know what it's about yet. Mesky will fill us in. Who's our guest? What are they into?
I mean, I guess I don't know what name he wants to go by yet, but latex. Latex clothing, all that sort of stuff. That's
a pretty popular fetish.
Like shiny porn and all that shit.
Yeah, I'm kind of into that.
Yeah,
porn?
it's one I could see myself
Like
being
Pokemon?
into. No,
Yeah.
like women wearing shiny
There's
clothes,
something-
like PVC, latex, all that sort of stuff.
I like the form-fitting factor of it.
Yep.
I think that's the appeal.
I think that is part of the appeal.
Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
But really, you're wearing latex.
Yeah.
Hope you don't have a latex or allergy.
Is that a thing? Latex allergy?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, duh, yeah. They have to check that if you're getting shots at the doctor.
Wouldn't that be just the most ironic, horrid thing?
If you're turned on as fuck by latex,
but you have a latex allergy.
Dude, that would be a good game of the floor is lava, but
How close can you get without dying?
you're gonna have to find a latex substitute. What? Oh, you said PVC as well? Is that
Well,
technically latex?
so our guest, I found him specifically on the latex advice subreddit, and so I'm not entirely sure, but I was looking on the shiny porn subreddit. So of course, like every fetish, it's a tree branch, and it branches out to a bunch of things. So it seems like the guys who are into shiny porn, they like it all: PVC, leather, latex, all that sort of stuff. I don't know if our guest is specifically into latex or if it's just like the shiny porn, tight-fitting clothing or what. But I guess
shiny
let's find
porn,
out.
does oil fall into that?
I don't think so. I haven't seen any oiled up pictures.
Because that's shiny.
It is shiny, but I don't
They're
think
like
it's the kind of
crows,
shiny
dude. They
look
just like shiny shit.
Really like bald guys.
My mom has described herself as a crow before.
As a crow?
How she
That's
likes
funny.
shiny things. I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe my mom has a shiny fetish.
Maybe she does.
I'm going to have to ask her about that.
Now you can
at
imagine
Christmas.
Don in a gimp suit.
It's a big ass gimp suit, dude. Okay, this is interesting. Yeah, latex. Yeah, it's a pretty common fetish. I see lots of stuff just surfing porn websites. There's always guaranteed always some latex.
Oh, yeah.
At least to some degree. I was going to say, so PVC, latex, leather. Is there anything else? Like aluminum foil? Do they wrap bitches in aluminum foil?
I got no clue, man. Maybe. That's not
Tin
something
foil.
I've seen. I've seen some nice satin clothes. I guess I don't know if that's technically leather or what.
Sequin.
Suits of armor.
Yeah, suits of armor.
Suits of
chainmail.
No, I've seen some pretty interesting stuff on that subreddit.
I'll have to-
Everything
I'll
from
try-
a nice shiny bikini all the way to full weird BDSM gimp suit type shit.
All right, how's it going?
It's been a long day. How's it going with you?
Oh, you work overnights, right?
Not only that, but I came home to a house burning down.
Oh yeah. Mesky mentioned that.
Yeah, that
do you
video's
know what's going
insane.
on there? An intentional fire?
They're not sure. It was a new housing development, and some of the neighbors weren't happy with it, so it could go either way.
Oh, they're like, fuck gentrification. We're burning this bitch down.
I also know, I don't know what the weather's like down there for you, but I do know they run propane heaters into new housing developments and leave those guys on. And they're
It
literally
could have been.
fireballs, like a fireball cannon, essentially, those things.
It could have been something like that. There was no power there, and it was just a skeleton, and who knows?
Yeah. No, I used to work in new construction, and like I said, around this time of year, they start reeling in those big-ass propane heaters and heat the whole house up with them.
Oh,
Because
while they're working on it.
the electricians and
Okay.
plumbers aren't going to work in negative 10-degree weather and shit like that.
No, they're not.
What snobs? Oh, I need to be warm while I work.
Roofers don't give a shit. Okay. They got their heated porta potty and they're good.
So, what's your name? What would you like us to call you?
Just call me Satellite.
Satellite?
Yep.
Okay, nice. Do you have a favorite satellite?
SES2.
Oh, wow, he does.
Damn it! I was like, he's gonna say Sputnik or something. I don't even know if that's a satellite. Whatever. Okay.
Let's dive right into it. So you like latex, right?
Yes.
All right.
Latex and it's suits, balloons, the whole thing.
Suits and balloons. I had a feeling about that one.
Mesky here.
Oh, yeah, he knows.
Okay.
We
Balloons are his mortal enemy.
Oh, yeah, balloons are my mortal enemy, but no, you actually used to be in the inflatable and plush community, right?
I kind of still am in the inflatable community, but I'm long out of the plush community.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate. Plush are great. But the more I do this podcast, the more I keep running into my own kind. You're like the third or fourth guy that I've run into, and they're like, "Oh, I have an inflatable fetish." I'm like, "Me too, man."
Dude, I used to think it was so rare, but it's becoming more obvious that like it's
not quite as rare as we thought it was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, not anymore. There's been a lot of people piling into the inflatable community, which brings the good, brings the bad, brings the ugly.
Yeah, I don't really associate too much with the community anymore. I have a few friends within that group, and then my husband is also a part of that group, and he's a little bit more active. So we have friends coming in from out of state that stay with us. And
there are a lot more people. You could really say it's blowing up.
But as far as like me, I haven't set foot on a forum or a group chat in several years. So.
I really haven't either. Like I got my little friend group that consists of, names, just people that I've gotten to know.
Yep.
I think the biggest name in that friend group would probably be Candy Coated Kinks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard them.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, is that like a prominent member? Or?
They make like inflatable suits, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Well, that's cool.
Inflatable suit. What does that consist of? Just literally like
an inflatable you can get inside of. I mean, I guess there's also like latex inflatable suits, and I'm sure we'll touch on that a little bit more. Which they're like almost like fursuits, or I mean, you can make them into anything, but then they're latex and they inflate.
I have quite a few of those. That is the majority of my suit collection.
So most of your latex is actually inflatable suits. So this is almost more in the lines of inflation.
It's kind of a crossover of both, and the latex suit community and the latex community is just so widely vast.
Yeah.
You're just going to get a mix of everything in there.
And when I was first looking for a guest in this community, I posted on the shiny porn subreddit, and that even breaks out into like PVC, leather, and that kind of stuff. And that's almost more like BDSM type stuff. So it is a huge community, and kind of touches a little bit. I guess it probably crosses over a little bit with everything. Even I was looking at some of the pictures on that subreddit. I'm like, this is nice. I could see the appeal. Yeah.
Favorite sub.
Closest thing to straight porn I'll like, I guess. But anyhow, so I guess in your words, what do you like about latex? What does the latex fetish consist of?
So for the most part, for me, it's actually the feeling of wearing the latex. Nerve endings are burnt out of my hands, so just using my hands to feel things I generally can't.
Okay.
But having it like a full body suit or elsewhere, it really feels just amazing.
So it's more of a touch-based fetish for you.
Tactile.
Yes.
Tactile.
And sight.
Okay. Yeah. I get the sight aspect of it. There is something appealing about like a full body tight latex. I get that appeal for sure.
Catwoman, right?
Catwoman.
Yeah, straight up.
Catwoman, right?
What about the smell? Do you like the smell of latex?
I'm indifferent towards the smell.
I could see that. I do not like the smell of latex personally.
What's it smell like?
Go grab a balloon. Smell it.
Yep.
You'd know the smell if you smelt it. Like
I've smelled it plenty, but I like the smell of PVC. I love the smell of vinyl, but latex, no go.
I like both.
Yeah.
I have both. I'll admit that.
So, I guess we can try to have like a timeline here. So, when did you realize you were into this?
So that's actually kind of blurry for me because it kind of I left a bad housing situation in Colorado in 2018. Moved out where I live now. And when I got my own place, I got to kind of explore and be myself. And so it actually started out with pool toys. Then I became a furry, and then I got into latex. So it's all sometime around 5 years ago.
This sounds a lot like Mesky. Mesky, are you gonna?
Well, maybe a little bit, but this is your episode. But so that's interesting because if you don't mind, how old were you around that time?
I was just like 2021. I was working a high-paying job at the Walmart distribution center, which
okay.
I do not recommend. That will hurt you.
No, I don't blame you. So that's interesting because a lot of the people that we talk to, when they talk about when their fetish developed, it is often tied to early childhood, like 6 years old. The guy who we talked to, the heartbeat fetish, I think he said he pretty much always had a feeling for it.
As far as he could remember, yeah.
Yeah, as long as he could remember. And I'm kind of the same way too. Like my fetish has been with me as long as I can remember. So it's kind of interesting that you really didn't go through that discovery phase until you were in your early 20s.
Well, it's possible that, and this is just a vague, broken memory because I've done a lot more dangerous stuff in my life than I should have, and I regret it. I got a little bit of memory recall issues, but every now and then I can occasionally pull a memory back from my childhood, and I think that the pool toys may actually be rooted to an experience at a public pool.
Okay.
And I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave it big.
Yeah, that's totally fine. If you don't,
I'll just imagine the scene from Sandlot.
Oh yeah, where he pretends to drown.
Yeah, just
drown,
insert the scene from Sandlot here. We're good.
But if you don't mind me asking, you said you mentioned that you'd done dangerous stuff. Do you want to talk more about that? I'm kind of curious.
Well, this was trying to fix the electrical in my apartment in Colorado because of where I was living with my family was not very. It was Colfax and Wadsworth. People who lived in Denver 10 years ago knows what kind of area that is.
Sure.
Landlord, the land management company was neglectful, so I opened up. We had electrical issues, didn't have heat, so I opened up the electrical panel at the ripe young age of 16 or so, and the cover fell into the panel and it blew me through a wall. The arc flash did.
Shit.
Yep.
Yeah, that's that'll fuck you up. That'll do some damage. You said you went through a wall?
I went through. It was a wall in between bedrooms, and these were thin plaster walls.
Yeah.
So.
But
I love how you're trying to play down. It wasn't like that big of a wall, dude. That's a wall. You got fucking.
But he went through it.
Panels are nothing to mess around with.
Yeah,
I know basic electrical. I've done apartment maintenance. I can switch out light fixtures, all that sort of stuff easy. But I would never touch an electrical panel. Like you need to save that for a licensed electrician.
The funny thing is, now I work on 14 megawatt three-phase service panels for large industry. So,
all right,
interesting. So you didn't get scared away.
That horse.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
I ain't gonna let electricity make a bitch of me. I'm gonna learn about that shit.
I'm gonna harness it.
I do too.
That's awesome.
The last person we talked to liked to get shocked. That was part of their fetish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't think they're talking about mains voltage though.
Well, we didn't ask if they like to get blasted through walls.
I don't think they'd want to be electrocuted by a 30,000 amp panel. No, that would suck.
Well, I was expecting you to say that you like that too now.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that's where the nerve damage you mentioned earlier came from?
Yes.
Okay. Is that like permanent, or can you do like therapy to get over that, or?
Well, I've already done the therapy, but it was to the point where when I was a manager working at McDonald's something like 6 years ago, after I just moved up here, when there was new hires, I would be able to run my hand across the flat top grill and show them the grease and absolutely freak them out without even feeling it.
Wow. Bro, what the fuck? You
we got a
should be a
superhero
magician.
here.
You're like Chris Angel, basically, but real. Holy shit. Okay. It sounds like you lived a lot of life, because you mentioned that you might have had some idea that you were into this when you were younger, but you didn't explore it until your early 20s.
I wasn't able to, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, makes sense. What was your first experience? Did you find an online community? Did you what did that look like when you 2018-ish and you started looking into this? What was that experience like?
That was actually starting out with the communities, yeah. Because I should say that it started out with the cheap. I think it was the Intex smiling shark, the grinning shark, the happy shark, and some bonsai shark. Just that I got just as I moved up here to Wyoming and started exploring it, and from there I got on Twitter looking for other people that had this, and then I figured out that there was the crossover with furry, which I had been kind of a closet furrist for about 10 years now. So there was always a crossover there. It was just when I finally got up here, I was able to explore.
Okay.
That crossover.
Now, what is the community behind it, like the latex? Do you get involved with the community at all?
I do. There's none up where I live here in Wyoming, and so I'm involved in the latex communities in the states around me, which is, of course, the only thing out here in the middle of nowhere is Colorado. So.
Okay.
Yeah, Wyoming. It's pretty desolate over there.
I know a few Colorado furs and inflatable guys out in Colorado. We actually had one come for a trip and stay up with us a few years back.
Okay.
You might know him, Aaron, the purple kangaroo.
I've met him.
Okay, yeah, he's a nice guy.
Okay, so yeah, Wyoming clearly doesn't have a bustling scene for you there.
So hey, tell us about your latex collection. What does it look like?
How vast?
Yeah.
So it consists of, I'll send you links to it, but I have 4 different latex suits right now. I've done my own latex crafting, and I have all sorts of small latex clothes and stuff like that. This collection probably fills up 2 totes.
Did you say you made the latex suits yourself, or do you get them custom made by somebody?
I get the suits made, but I make some of the smaller latex stuff. Like I think the first thing I made was a latex beach ball, which is about 4 feet in diameter.
That is bigger than I was expecting. I thought you were about to say about a foot.
Yeah, I think we have a different definition of what a small beach ball is.
That's a good size for beach ball.
Yeah. Now with that beach ball, is that something you like keep inflated at all times, or is it like you bust it out for special occasions? Or
I've been trying to keep it inflated. It takes up a little bit of a 10 by 12 room, so I can't really keep it inflated all the time, but I try to. Okay.
Interesting. Now, I'm just curious from my perspective, how much does like a latex suit cost to make? What's the like value of something like that?
It kind of depends. Those more basic suits that are just one layer would be, anywhere from probably $250 to $400.
Okay.
And then the inflatable ones that are multiple layers and complex designs and whatnot could go anywhere upwards of $600.
Okay. Well, that seems like a good deal, especially for the enjoyment you get out of it. Considering, like, with Mesky, some of those inflatables get very expensive. They're massive, obviously, but
it depends on when you get them. If you get them in the pre-order,
sure,
or if you buy them after the fact,
a year later.
If you get them in the pre-order, you're looking between $300 and $800 depending on the run. So kind of similar to latex costs. Got nothing on fursuits though. I mean, a cheap fursuit right now is like $3,000.
Yeah.
Yep.
So these suits, they go over your head or up to your neck, or?
There's some of them I have some that just go up to my neck, and I have to wear a separate, hood with them. I have photos of that I'll send over. But there are some that are full suits that cover your face and everything else. It really just depends on where if I'm going to like a rubber meet or something like that. I tend to wear my skin tight suits that aren't particularly bulky.
Okay.
What's a rubber meet like?
Well, I've only been to the ones in Colorado that tend to be a crossover with BDSM and rubber. And so that's really the best way I can describe it is it's a BDSM meet with a large rubber factor to it.
Okay.
You have to be dressed in rubber to get it, stuff like that. And
wow. discriminating.
It's just,
The poor people that are into latex and rubber and stuff like that, oh, they're excluded.
Somebody just shows up with gloves.
Latex
Just like
gloves.
dishwashing gloves.
Let me in.
This is all I can afford. Come on, man.
So are these rubber meets kind of like at like a convention center or a hotel or something?
no, they're. Well, I won't give away the address because it's private. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the last one I went to was hosted in an old storefront in downtown Denver.
Okay.
Very cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, these are very underground meets still. If you go out to places like more populated places like California or Nevada, you'll have some more public meets, but they're kept pretty private.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that sounds cooler.
Yeah, it does
we're
sound
talking
like
to a
Like a
VIP right
rubber
now.
speakeasy.
a rubber speakeasy.
Rubber speakeasy. That's awesome, actually. Now I'm kind of curious, just from a layman's perspective, when I'm imagining what you're discussing with the latex suit, is it kind of just like a GIMP suit, as we would, I guess, call it?
No, I have one that is literally just an inflatable suit with extra inflatable appendages, so to speak.
Is it kind of like those like Halloween sumo things? Like, I know that's like a crude example, I guess, but like, is it kind of similar to that, you know?
The full body inflatable suit, yeah, it's kind of that's the same basic thing, yes.
With that, when you fill it, does it stay filled, or do you have to have like a constant airflow, like keeping it pumped up?
Just like a pool toilet stays filled.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
What are the valves like on those suits?
So they used to only really be available as bike tire tube kind of valves, which
Yeah.
took absolutely forever to inflate and deflate.
Yeah.
Thankfully, some smart people in the community have figured out how to make larger valves out of like latex bottle nipples
Okay.
and rubber plugs, and I believe some maker has contacted some factories in China to get pool toy style valves made of rubber now.
Okay.
So things are just getting fancier.
Oh, that's awesome. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, I'm sure the more people that get into it, the more money that can go into it. It's kind of like what I can relate to it is like I'm vegan. I've been maybe vegan for 10 years. 10 years ago, vegan options were few and far between. And now I can be a complete fat junk food vegan. I can like have all of my meals made in a microwave. It wasn't like that before, so it's kind of nice as more people adopt it.
Yeah.
So those inflatable suits, like you're saying, when you went to the rubber meets, you wear more of your skin tight ones because they're less bulky. Like how bulky are the inflatable suits?
Yeah, is
like
it like
if
an
you're
inch
wearing
thick?
it, is it like doubling your size? You know what I mean? Like
One of them doubles it. The other one about triples it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I would love to see pictures. Obviously, you can send them later, but I have like an image in my head, and
I'm guessing what I'm imagining in my head is not even anywhere close to what it actually is. Again, I have a shit imagination, so.
it almost sounds like, and maybe I'm off base, is it a little intimidating? Like, you probably look pretty like...
Could you scare a bear off?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Like, just lift your hands above your head and the bear will be like, oh shit, I don't want to
dude's
fuck with this
massive.
thing.
I'm pretty sure they would do a better job at scaring off normies than a bear.
Oh,
but-
Yeah.
Well, fuck them too.
Okay, so I guess I was kind of curious with this. You've mentioned the community. Do you have other people that you can participate in this with, or do you just wait till a meet every? I'm guessing they meet a couple times a year at this in Colorado. Or?
They usually have them meet up once or twice a month.
Oh, nice! That's actually really
wow.
consistent.
Yeah.
That's
And
dope.
so there are some, a few people that I've done private kind of get-togethers with. Go figure, another latex crafter. He's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Is this for you? With the fetish, are you into straight porn of it, or does it not matter? I'm not sure the way to ask this.
Is the latex itself the most important part of what you find arousing about it, or is
Well,
it
Otherwise, I would be asexual if it wasn't for the fetish aspect of it. So, yes, I would say the latex is very important.
Yeah, but like, do you care if it's a guy or a girl wearing the latex, or is that just a secondary thought? Don't even give a shit about it.
I wouldn't call it a secondary thought, but I do like chubby in latex.
You do like chubby in latex?
Yeah, especially guys.
Chubby guys in latex. All right.
Do you have like a partner that does this with you, or like indulges with you, or?
I do have a partner. They're not into latex because they when they were younger, they got in a car accident that pretty much folded the car in half, and so much like me, they have nerve damage. But instead of feeling good on their skin, it makes it feel like it's on fire. So.
Oh wow, that's that. Does this cause like friction in the relationship? That's interesting.
It does cause a little bit of friction. Generally, he doesn't mind me wearing it. He just won't wear it himself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's not as bad then, but I'm sure.
Yeah.
You'd obviously like to see them in some latex, but I get it. That's interesting. So, did you guys meet through the latex community, or like the fact that you both have like some type of nerve damage is really intriguing to me for some reason? It's like fate almost. It feels like.
You could say that, and the funny thing about it is we met through the Sergal community.
Okay. David,
So
furry is
that
a
would
Sergal, or Sergal is a furry species, right?
Sergi and the furl species, yes.
Okay. I've never heard of that. I'm not as familiar with the.
I'll have to show you a Sergal.
Okay. So you met through there. Interesting. Do they don a fursuit at all? If the latex doesn't feel good, is the fursuit something they indulge in?
They're just now getting one made, so
awesome.
we'll find that out eventually.
Interesting. Okay. So wait, what was that? It was called Sergal?
Sergal. Yeah, it's a furry species.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you spell that?
Just like it sounds. Segal, right? Or wait, no, Sergal. Se. Fuck.
Just like it sounds, apparently.
Was that right?
Sergal.
Sergal. Yeah.
You got it.
See, I just can't spell in general. I'm just an idiot. So we've touched a little bit on the community. We've touched a little bit on how it developed. I guess if you want to describe it, and if you're comfortable with describing it, what does like your ideal sexual encounter look like? What is your sexual fantasy?
The juicy details.
The juicy. If you're not comfortable saying it, you don't have to. But I'm just like curious as to paint a picture for us. What your ideal sexual encounter looks like what your ultimate fantasy is with latex.
Okay, so that's actually not a sexual fantasy for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm ace, and so.
Oh yeah, duh. Of course.
I guess I missed that part.
Yep. That's it. Okay, let's kind of talk on that, because if you consider yourself asexual, is there a sex? I just assume there's a sexual component to this. So what? How do you make the two work together if you identify as asexual but you have a fetish?
So it's a lot like with pool toys, where there is a very large sexual component to it. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Muskie has been trying to downplay that or not, but there is.
Trying to what?
Trying to downplay the
No, I don't downplay it between friends. Like just the other day, they were all over at this was like probably 2 months ago. I say it's the other day, but they're all over at my house, and I have one of the pony poofs up, and it is a modded pony poof. So these guys know all about the sexual aspect. I don't downplay it whatsoever. It is like, so with me, I love them. I truly love them. I have a romantic feeling towards all my pool toys and plush, and they're such a huge, important part of my life. And I would love them even if I wasn't sexually attracted to them. Like if my ability to function sexually, if I got like really bad ED or something, went away, I would still love pool toys. But yeah, it is very sexual. It is driven by my sexual attraction towards them. So I'm not trying to downplay that whatsoever. Not with this group of friends. Maybe if like a coworker saw one of my old Facebook pages, I'd probably downplay it with them.
But yeah, so it's just like that. There is a very large sexual aspect to it, but that's not the central focus
Mm-hmm.
of it for everybody. And so, you know, there are a lot of us that just love to vibe in latex suits. There's the creative aspect to it of me being, you know, a latex crafter. And so it's very non-sexual for me in the end.
Okay, and it sounds like it's a pretty big part of your life. I mean, like when we're talking waking hours, how much time do you spend, you know, whether it be crafting or just indulging in the fetish? Is it a pretty consistent thing? Because this is something you could probably kind of get away with a little bit, even in your working hours, while having a piece of latex or something on you, I would guess, right?
Yes. So pretty much every day that I'm off, I'm going to be in latex somehow, or with a pool toy out or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have occasionally, like when it's not expected to be busy, I will wear stuff like latex underwear under my clothes or something like that.
Okay. That's nice. That was kind of when we talked with the gentleman who was into, what was it?
Puffy down?
No. Well, that too.
Yeah.
Where they can kind of indulge in it in small ways throughout the day to stay connected to that. I'm kind of jealous of that because that's kind of nice.
But for every fetish, especially, this is probably a good episode for us to touch on because there is a huge non-sexual aspect to every fetish. Like our puffy down guy, he just felt comfortable in them, you know? And so there, just because something's a fetish doesn't mean it's 100% sexual. And everybody's different.
No.
I do know people in the pool toy and plush community that it is 100% sexual. They could care less about pool toys in general. It's just a sexual thing for them. They have no connection to it, whatever. And then there's people maybe like you who there's nothing sexual. They just get genuine enjoyment out of it. And then there's people like me that it's probably a 50-50 split. It's both.
50-50 is good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I just love being around them in general. I always have them up in my house and all that sort of stuff. But it is definitely sexual.
Now, within the community, I'm kind of interested in the slang. So what do you call yourself, somebody who's into this specific fetish?
I've seen the term latex fetish just thrown around, and that's
that is pretty matter of fact, you know. But you guys don't have any cool slang like Puffy Down had puffers, Cardiophiles had heart freaks. Well, they had vorophiles, I guess.
Chris Angel fans are mind freaks.
Yeah.
It's on the Chris Angel.
But the only slang is like a latex fetishes for you guys. I mean, do you have a name for the suit? Slang name for the suit, or just latex suit?
Latex suit. I mean, I'm sure somebody's coined a term or two that they've just gone over my head.
Yeah, it's not
paying attention to it.
All right, for the outro, guys, we're gonna coin a term coin slang for this latex fetish for the outro.
We got four great minds here.
Yep.
I was kind of curious. For you, is there a difference between like latex, PVC? What does that look like? Do you have a preference? Are you into all of it, or?
Yeah. Do you like leather and stuff like that too?
I don't like leather.
Okay.
I don't like leather. I do like PVC and latex, and there's not a terrible difference between the two. Just latex is a lot stretchier than PVC.
Yep.
A lot softer. More high maintenance.
What's that? What's high maintenance? The latex?
Latex, yeah.
That's a great question. What is the maintenance like for these suits?
Oh, boy. All right. So you're going to find a whole bunch of people who do it a whole lot differently. Mm-hmm. But in general, the maintenance of these suits is, and I treat the PVC, vinyl the same way, just without some of the steps. But with latex, once you wear it, you wash it, and you apply protective silicone oil or talcum powder to it to keep it from sticking together and oxidizing. And so it's actually a really long process to clean your suit, because if you lose moisture in it, it can cause the latex to mold. So,
latex to mold?
Yes.
Okay.
And so you wash it, dry it, lubricate it with oil, and either fold it in prison bags like I do, or hang it up if it's a bigger suit.
Okay.
Do you have to do this after each time you wear it?
Yep.
Yes.
Every time? Okay.
Every time, yeah.
And how long of a process
Yeah.
is this? This sounds like potentially several hours with the cleaning and then drying.
It can take several hours, yes.
Okay. And this leads to another dumb question. It must get pretty hot under there, huh?
And it does with both latex and PVC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess here's another dumb question for me. What is the difference between latex, PVC? What I guess I'm not as familiar with the fine differences.
So latex is kind of a natural tree sap, and it stays really soft and really stretchy. And so when you're in a latex suit, it doesn't really, with inflatable ones in particular, it doesn't really get tight because it's like a balloon. It's stretchy.
Okay.
Whereas with PVC, it gets really tight like a tightly inflated pool toy if you've ever had your hands on one.
Sure. Okay.
So that's the main difference, is just the feeling. And latex looks slightly different from PVC.
Latex is what, more shiny? Is that kind of a big difference, or?
As far as looks go?
Oh, yeah. As far as looks go, it can get a lot shinier.
Okay.
You can't really print on latex, so you have to layer patches of color, and so
Okay.
visually, it's just an entirely different experience.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
You mentioned patches of different color. Are your suits not all just like black, or what do they look like? Color.
I have one that is solid purple.
Oh, cool.
Actually, transparent purple.
All
I
right.
have one with solid black, and then I have two that are black bases with highlights of purple and green and stuff like that. So
You could get pretty creative with this. It sounds like they could look pretty wild.
it really can. It's kind of awesome, some of the creative stuff that people have created. I mean, there's dragon suits that got really popular made out of latex because they just look simply amazing. Shaping latex is a bit hard, but there are crafters out there who have it nailed down perfectly. And then along with that, you can cast latex. You can make latex molds and make masks out of them, or gloves, or feet polish. And so it's just a really versatile material if you're willing to invest the time and money into it.
Okay. Are there a lot of crafters out there, like a lot of skilled ones, or are there just like a select few that are the top of the top?
There's some top of the top, but there's definitely a lot more crafters showing up, and it's kind of awesome to see.
Yeah, I imagine the creativity will go through the roof once there's more people getting into it, deciding, hey, we can actually do this with it, and kind of go off.
Oh yeah.
Are there a lot of people sharing stuff like that online?
There is, yeah.
Does that all happen on the Reddit, or are there any cool sites out there?
Yeah. Is there a specific subreddit we can look at, or?
Well,
It tends to happen on Twitter a lot.
Okay.
The subreddit, surprisingly, is very tame.
Okay, and
It's
Twitter
very
goes off a
basic.
little more risque.
Yeah, Twitter goes hard, and Telegram is just wild.
I just got on Telegram recently.
Oh, yeah?
To procure something, but just going on Telegram and looking at like nearby groups, no fucking shame. People are just like, send me porn, send me anything you got. It was the fucking Wild West.
Yep.
Yeah, I did not expect that. Telegram wasn't my thing, but Jesus Christ, people are shameless. I love it. Okay. So, do you like indulge in like porn of this, or is it all like a in-person you experiencing it thing?
So that's a lot of people like videos and photos of other people, wearing latex and doing the deed in it and everything else, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't tend to be the same for me, unfortunately.
Because you like the tactile, you like the feeling, so you really need to be in it.
Exactly, and it's the same thing for pool toys. So it's not, it's not just exclusive to latex with that. It's tactile, 100%.
mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I can feel that. I vibe with that.
You can feel that.
Feel that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You got a bird in your hands or something?
Well, that's really cool. Is there any like I guess like media where this is represented, where it's like casually inserted into something?
Yeah, have you ever seen a show that has
show or a movie
that has that type of clothing in it?
Actually, a lot of movies use latex for their costumes, like cat lady you were saying.
Okay.
Yep,
Yes, that's latex.
superheroes, huh?
And then what's the blue lady from the Avengers?
Well, I know Mystique from X-Men.
Mystique from X-Men is another one, yeah. But the blue lady from Avengers is actually in a latex suit.
Okay. So when you see something like that, you're like, you smirk like, oh, hey, that's I dig that.
I enjoy it, yes.
Well, it seems like sometimes I think, I don't know if it's subconscious, but I notice certain things. I feel like creators will insert what I assume is like maybe their fetish and stuff. It's a very casual insertion.
Like Dan Schneider with the feet and all that
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, that guy's a little bit of a freak. But, yeah, I think it's a kind of common practice, but maybe I'm just like overthinking it. I don't know.
I'm not sure if anybody remembers it, but there's a character on That's So Raven that always talked about inflatables and really liked inflatables, like almost to a weird degree. Like he was made fun of by his family for it and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, I didn't.
So I've always thought that one of the creators on there was throwing some of their own fetish in there.
Yeah,
I mean, if I had that opportunity, I would probably do the same thing. So
exactly. It's like it's almost tantalizing. Like I couldn't help but do something like that.
Wait, you couldn't help but to reference your fetish if you're writing a kids' TV show?
Yes, of course. Dude, that is my fetish. Dude, kids talking about my fetish is my fetish.
Oh my god.
No, but yeah, like I don't know, trying to normalize something like that. I could see the appeal of it.
Yeah.
Making it a little less obscure, or just
taboo.
planting the seed in people's heads. You know, like
that's the story with a lot of our guests is they don't realize they like it until they see it on some type of media.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of talk of kids shows on this. On this podcast. And actually, I'm the moderator on Fetish Fuel, the Fetish Fuel subreddit, and it's strictly to discuss like just about your fetish, how it developed, and all that stuff. And there is so much talk of kids shows. There's so many clips from kids shows and people saying like, yeah, this is where it all began. And so I guess children's media causes 90% of fetishes.
Yeah.
Oh, we were also talking about Smash Bros one time. That causes a lot of fetishes.
Or Star Fox or something.
Yep, Star Fox from Smash Bros. That's when I realized I was a furry.
Yep. I bet a lot of people got into latex after seeing Zero Suit Samus.
Yes.
Zero Suit. Yeah, I can see that.
This I definitely get. Like, at least for me, latex definitely can be hot. Like, form-fitting on a woman. I dig it. But
yeah, I even go on the shiny porn subreddit. I'm like, this is the closest thing to straight porn I'll ever like, because it is kind of appealing with like, and not that I'm into gay porn. I'm just not into porn in general. Like, I'm attracted to pool toys and stuffed animals, and that's really it. And my husband's about the only person I would say that I'm actually physically attracted to. But going on that subreddit, I'm looking at some of these pictures of women. I'm like, this is kind of nice. You know, they got the tight form-fitting latex. I guess I just like shiny things after everything.
Didn't realize how important the shininess factor was.
Honestly, that's like kind of the appeal, I guess.
Well, it's kind of similar to an inflatable when you see like a woman in a full bodysuit and it's like a nice, pleasant color and it's form-fitting and shiny. It's kind of similar to an inflatable. It really is.
Yeah. I can agree with that, yeah.
I want to ask, you said you're definitely not into leather. Is that also like a tactile thing? You don't like the feeling of leather?
Yes, that's exactly it.
Okay.
Leather definitely has a vibe. I don't really
Weird
dig it
feel,
either.
too.
It's kind of uncomfortable.
It's skin, man.
Yeah, you're wearing somebody else's skin.
Yep.
Is it because you can inflate it? It seems like you like inflatable suits, maybe because you can't inflate leather.
Not with that attitude, you can't inflate leather. Jeez. Do we want to try to do the lightning round?
We'll do the lightning round, but I got one more
big question.
I got one more big question.
Okay.
Overall, would you consider your fetish to be a net positive? Has it benefited your life? Like, are you glad you have this fetish, or would you rather it go away?
It's been a net positive for multiple reasons. self-reflection and exploration and everything else like that is really healthy, and it's something a lot more people could honestly do.
Yep.
It might be a little less. Sorry.
I was agreeing with you. That is absolutely true. I mean, historically, and at least in America, there's a lot of repression. Repress certain feelings, repress certain thoughts. So anything you can do to go beyond that and look in yourself is always a good idea.
Exactly. And so I think that's one of the big reasons that it's net positive. And another one is that it's brought me closer to the furry community that I left in Colorado, surprisingly. I met people that I apparently have met dozens of times before because they rode their horses around the lake that belonged to the HOA that I used to live in.
Okay.
We had no idea. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're saying, you mean literally riding horses like outside of their fursuit?
Yes, it was just this normal. When I was meeting them, it was when I was in high school. When I first met them riding their horses around the lake, and it was literally they were riding I think it was a Mustang, around the lake in Colorado.
Okay.
What a small world.
Can you ride a horse?
Now I just imagine somebody in like a furry horse suit riding a horse.
I had to clarify. I wasn't certain, but that is super cool. And then, now you also mentioned the furry community you left. So you went from Colorado to Wyoming. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And I did that when I wasn't a furry yet.
I see. Okay. So you might have missed out on a little bit there, but it's still cool looking back and seeing those connections made.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also I want to mention, so you travel to Colorado to go to these meets?
Regularly, yes.
Okay.
That's about a 200-mile drive.
Okay.
Each way.
That ain't too bad.
It's not too bad. It's like us going to
You wear latex on the drive?
fuck yeah.
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
Are we ready for the lightning round?
Yeah, you guys.
All right, Satellite. So I don't know if you listen to any other podcasts, but at the end we always do a lightning round of just like dumb questions that we didn't quite get to. They're supposed to be silly, ridiculous questions. That's kind of the point in it. So everybody, lightning round.
Yeah, we're gonna lightning. Is there?
Guys,
do we have a lightning round?
no, we're all
effect?
just supposed to
You're
shout
supposed to
lightning
say
round into the
ka-chow.
microphone. Lightning round.
Yeah.
Say it. Lightning round.
Lightning round. No, I'm pretty sure it was ka-chow.
Lightning round.
Lightning round.
There we go.
Yeah.
Everybody said it.
So who wants to start with the lightning round question?
I have one. Do you like Halloween because of those inflatable Halloween costumes? Do you have any of those? You ever dabbled in it?
I've tried one. I'm not fond of them, and there isn't really much of a Halloween here yet, so
Sure.
I could pass.
Okay. Do you have other things that are latex that aren't like clothing? Like, do you have like
He had
I
a
don't know,
latex beach ball that he made.
Well, yeah, sure, but like I don't know. This might be done like a
Balloons?
latex seat cover or latex, like
Okay.
something like that.
I do. I have a beach ball, like you just said. I have a orca made out of latex, like an orca toy, like
Yeah.
a copy of an Intex whale kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I have a latex pillowcase.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, do you use that every night?
I do not.
Oh, is
Because
it?
he's got to
Way too
clean
oily
it.
for that.
Yeah.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
I forget about
Yeah,
that.
that'd be a little unfortunate. You have to wake up early to clean your pillow every day.
When do you bust out the latex pillowcase?
Usually, if I'm going to be sleeping in a latex suit overnight, I'll just bust that out with it and enjoy it.
Nice. Okay. Very cool.
So you sleep in latex suits sometimes?
Occasionally. Yeah.
How is that?
That's very warm.
Yeah.
You don't want to get out in the summer.
Yeah.
Do you make a lot of noise when you're in your latex suit? Is it pretty loud?
Pretty squeaky.
So full body latex suits tend to be just a little bit noisy, yes.
Okay.
With my latex shirts and stuff like that, doesn't tend to be that loud. It's not very noticeable. It's actually the smell that's more noticeable than anything.
Is the sound of a latex suit, is that part of the appeal as well for you?
Yeah. The squeakiness, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear it in my head. Like it's like that. I feel like that episode of SpongeBob where there's
Yeah. I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yes, the boots.
Those were really shiny too.
Dang it! Now I'm just thinking of like you and your partner. Like your partner's just trying to sleep. It's just.
Does that ever become an issue?
Although maybe you fall asleep pretty good in that.
I do.
Oh, it's probably like a weighted blanket.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's a good comparison. I fucked my weighted blanket. It got fucked up.
I just ordered an oversized king comforter, so it's 120 inches by 120 inches. I'm looking forward to it. It's $40 on Amazon. They had it's a very ugly red and black color, and so it was substantially discounted from the rest of them. But I don't give a shit.
Can't see color when you're asleep.
Fair point.
So I'm gonna bounce back to lightning round question. So let's say you're wearing a tight fitting full body latex suit. I'm assuming you have one of those.
Yes.
What happens if you fart in it? Does it just hang out until you take the suit down?
You are giving yourself the ultimate Dutch oven.
Does it like creep its way up through the collar? Or what happens? Do you have like a little bubble?
Oh, it does.
It just bubbles out.
Farts find a way.
I guess the gas can't escape very easily.
Yeah.
I'm curious. How long does it take to get into a latex suit?
It depends on the suit.
Okay.
I was gonna say, you're saying when you're taking care of them that you powder them up. Do you have to? Does that help you get in, or do you have to like extra powder it as you're putting it on?
So it helps to extra powder them, and in my case, I don't use powder. I use silicone oil, even though it's a lot more expensive, because it's a lot easier to get in with oil than with talcum powder.
Okay.
I'm sorry. What was the oil
And talcum
called?
powder has asbestos.
Silicone oil.
So okay, interesting.
Silicone, yeah.
But I guess for your different suits, like, what is the rough time? Is it just like a minute, or is it like a 10-minute endeavor sometimes?
Usually, the larger suits take about 10 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
That sounds about right. It takes me about probably 5 to 10 minutes to get in my first suit, and I'd imagine it's a similar process.
I suppose,
Yeah.
do you oil yourself and then get in the suit?
Or do you oil the suit
Or do you
itself?
oil the suit and then slip into it?
So my suits are stored oiled, so I don't have to oil them, but I do put silicone lube on myself, yes.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Because I am hairy, and that can be a real problem when getting into a suit.
That's exactly what I was thinking, because I have incredibly hairy legs, and I couldn't imagine, like, I just know the feeling of, like, I don't know, that sounds really bad, but you are clearly prepared and experienced with that.
Yeah, that would probably for me be like the worst part, because even just like wearing normal clothes sometimes, like if
It hurts your leg hairs.
Yeah, if I'm
I
wearing
don't know how
high
much like wiggle room your suit has to like rub or not when you're wearing it, but
It's stretchy. I mean,
It's skin tight though,
because
right?
I've worn like rubber boots for like a day that like went above my socks, and it just fucking
Yeah.
rubbed the shit out of my like hair on my legs, and like literal hurt, like just hurts. So
it can hurt. The most times that you end up, pulling hairs and in pain with latex is putting it on or taking it off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a great question. What do you do if you have an itch? And you're wearing your
If
suit,
you rub it, if you rub the spot that's itching,
and that satiates it?
usually yes.
Because for me, I know just personally, if I have an itch and I scratch it through clothing, it doesn't like, I don't feel complete. I feel like I have to get to the skin, basically.
Yeah, it's not satisfying enough.
Yeah. But clearly, it's obviously worth it. You're wearing the suit. I guess you can sacrifice that small bit of completion, I guess. I don't know.
Well, at the same time, if you're dressed up in a suit and you're using silicone oil, it's going to keep your skin from getting dry. So you actually don't itch that much very often.
That makes sense.
Fair dues.
Okay. Another dumb question.
I should say that's my experience with it. I don't know about everybody's.
Sure, we only care about your experience right now.
Yeah. Fetishes are personal. Everybody's different on these things. So yeah, we only care about your experience.
It might be a dumb question. Can you put your suits in water? Can you be exposed to water? Can you something like that?
I have gone swimming in my inflatable suit before.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, because that's what I was thinking. Like, that seems kind of fun. Is there do you ever feel like claustrophobic in the suit?
That is one of the big things about latex, about inflatable suits in particular, because yes, you can feel very claustrophobic in it if you're not used to small spaces.
Yeah, that's I
That
could see
makes
it getting
sense.
some use to there.
Yeah, like your tighter suits, is there, like you said, it's stretchy and whatnot, but I mean, is there like a bit of, compression? Probably.
There's quite a bit of compression, yeah.
Do you like that aspect of it? Feeling it
I
like
do.
kind of tight on you, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess it's
I do.
Although I suppose you have inflatable
like the weighted
suits,
blanket
those
feeling.
probably
That
ain't like
it
that.
Yeah.
probably feels pretty secure.
So I have a couple of lightning round questions.
Do it.
So I know with pool toys, there is, you don't want any oils or silicone lubricants on them. It can damage the plasticizer. Things like rubbing alcohol. So for latex, is there any other similar no-goes? Like, is there any other household potentially cleaners or skincare products that people might not know? Like, obviously, you don't want to like douse it in acetone or something like that. But is there any other things that people might use on a daily basis that can severely damage latex and somebody might not know about?
Skin moisturizers,
Yeah.
hair dye, and really any oil that's not silicone oil is not great for latex.
Yeah.
And metals, brass and copper will actually stain latex brown.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
I did
That's
not know
very
that.
interesting. So even potentially some jewelry would be bad to wear if you're in a latex suit.
Yeah.
Okay. What's like the life expectancy of a suit? Like, if you take care of it, can it be like something you have for life, or does it lose its elasticity? Is it something you have to eventually move on and get a new one?
It's something you'll eventually have to replace. There are people out there with like 20, 30-year-old suits though. But generally you're looking at about a decade.
Yeah, about 10 years.
Yeah.
That's a hell of an investment. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
So I have another question that's kind of in regards to that. So when these suits get damaged, how do you repair them? Because I know you can repair them, right? Like, so when I think of a pool toy, they can get leaks and you can repair them just with some glue or like a little bit of patch. But when you think of latex, you think of a balloon. When a balloon pops, it's boom, gone. So can you repair these suits, or is it one of those things where once they tear, it's just no hope?
Well, I'm glad you bring up about a pool toys in that, because it was actually, I can work with both, repairing both latex and pool toys because they're so similar.
Yeah.
You got to clean the surface of it. It's going to be different for PVC and for latex. You're going to use different stuff. But then you're literally just gluing sheets across the tear has happened.
Okay.
The chimney split, whatever. It's literally pretty much the same process.
Okay, so it is a similar process, but what if this, like I say, I keep thinking of a balloon, because like I said, when a balloon pops, it's done for.
I kind of get what you're saying. Cause
So
with
like
that
if you're in your
skin-tight
inflated
thing-
suit,
Yeah.
or yes, again, skin tight, I could see how like even just one puncture could do some pretty severe damage, you know?
Oh yeah, you get a hangnail or something while you're putting on your suit, and it punches a little hole in it, and then when you go to stretch it over your body, that little hole can turn into a 6-inch to foot-long tear in the latex.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah, and I've fixed holes like that before, and it's not the simplest task, especially since latex is so soft and it's stretchy, and you can't really line it up perfectly while you're fixing it. Like, I should say it's not easy to line it up perfectly while you're fixing it.
Well, it's kind of
So
similar.
It takes a lot of skill.
Yeah, that's kind of similar to like pool toys, like leg splits and things like that happen on like the Puffy Paws wolves and stuff like that. Those are, even though there's actually nothing leaking, they're pretty difficult to repair.
Yeah. Well, funny enough, that's how I started out, was repairing pool toys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I literally just translated my skills over to latex.
Okay.
That's kind of why the first thing I made was a beach ball.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Do you do things for other people? Like, do you make money repairing things or making things for people currently?
I know a crafter in Denver that will do like $50 repairs on suits and hoods and whatnot.
Okay.
Personally, I don't really have the time to invest into that, and so I don't charge for the repairs I do. But I actually have a friend out of Manitoba, Canada, that's sending some suits down here for me to work on for him.
Oh, that's nice.
Very cool of you. That's awesome. That's
awesome.
That's how you build a community. That's how you. That shit goes a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I really like about the latex community now is you have people that are willing to share their information, and it's a huge contrast to a community that I mentioned before, where everybody's trying to hide what they know.
Yeah, there's trade secrets. It's like the Coca-Cola recipe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What community have you noticed that everyone's trying to hide what they know? Because my experience in fetish communities is usually it's pretty open, and there is a lot of sharing between content and tips, repair tips, and all that sort of stuff. That's kind of what I've seen.
Well, it's the pool toy community. I mean, you look at Puffy Paws and Phenod Toys, and they're all using this one factory, and they're not willing to tell you who their contact is, and they're not willing to do custom designs right now because it's COVID and everything else.
Yeah,
and
they have had a really big slowdown. It took the Sea Dragons like 2 years, and we're about to get ours finally, but it took like 2 years.
Yeah, and so, they won't tell you who the factory is so you can go get your own stuff made. And then you look at other people like, Candy Coated Kink and some of the people that are working directly with factories, and they're more than willing to tell you this information. They're more than willing to help you. They're more than willing to share it.
Okay.
And so that's,
I thought,
yeah.
I thought Puffy Paws used jets. I thought they're actually pretty open about that.
They're open about how they use, but the factory itself is closed off.
Oh, so they have like an exclusive deal with them.
Yes.
I think there's a little bit more drama behind that. I think there have been a few makers out there that have tried to do custom runs who were notoriously difficult to work with. And this is just me speculating for what I've seen. There are some people out there that, I don't want to mention any names, but there are some people out there that did pool toy, because I remember back when I first got started in the community, like over 10 years ago, you could go to Jets and get a one-off, and people were doing projects through Jets. But I do remember specifically there were some makers that caused a lot of drama. One in particular caused a ton of drama, and I think the company Jets came out and said, we're not going to work with anybody in this community anymore, other than Puffy Paws and these people that we already have contracts with because they've been easy to work with. But back when I started 10 years ago, it was pretty open that Jets was the one making Puffy Paws. And there were people that were getting one-offs through Jets. But then there were some people that really caused some problems, whether they were doing a public run of copyrighted characters and Jets was getting hit with copyright claims. And then, like I said, there was another maker where there was a lot of drama. There was talk that they were scamming people. People weren't getting their toys, and it was coming back to burn Jets. And if I remember correctly, Jets came out and said, we're not going to work with your community anymore other than the people that we had contracts with.
And that could very well be the case. That would probably be before my time if I'm picking up what you're talking about. It's a very valid reason to not be open with your contacts and everything else through Puffy Paws and Phenod.
Yeah.
But that does bring people like me who want to get their own custom designs made back to starting point of trying to, it's square one.
Yeah.
It's what factories will I be able to work with? What's their quality? Will it be good?
Yeah, but
artwork.
I'm just sticking up for Puffy Paws and Phenod, because I've met Puffy and he's actually just been nothing but wonderful to me. When I was making plush, he did approve that I was going to do like a little small run of the Puffy Paws Huskies, but plush, and he actually did say, yeah, it's okay, you can go ahead and do that. So, and I've talked to Puffy Paws, and he's been nothing but wonderful to me and my husband. And so I'm just saying that I don't think it's necessarily him that's holding the trade secrets. I think that there were a few people out there who had less good intentions, and I think they're the ones who caused the problems and kind of closed up that connection.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It's the case of a few bad apples spoil the bunch.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying there's this contrast here.
Yeah.
with Latex, we're trying to share this information. Oh yeah, here's this. Here's how you can fix it. If you get your latex stuck in the zipper, just dump a bunch of lube onto it and try and work it loose.
Yep, I did see that post.
Yeah, that's my friend that I'm working on the suit for.
Okay.
Yeah, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There's I wouldn't say a stark difference between the openness with the two communities, but there is a difference, and it's unfortunately necessary.
Oh, pool toy community is very toxic. Like I said, I've left it, but very toxic community. But
don't even get me started on poppers.
Yeah, don't even get me started there.
Oh,
but anyways, we're not going to touch it. That's different
Drama
thing.
alert.
Different story for a different day. When we do my episode, we'll cover it.
Yeah, bring me back onto that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. We could get a round table or something.
I have enough. I honestly have enough friends that we could bring them on. So if we do want to make my episode like a special episode and do my personal episode, and then have a bunch of my friends come on, because I have people that do want to do the podcast that are in the pool toy community.
I love that.
We could even do a multi-part episode for it. So yeah, 100%. If you want us to bring you back on for the pool toy episode, we probably will. It might not be quite as in-depth as this episode is, because I'm already going to be the one covering it, but we'd love to probably have you on and just maybe ask a couple of questions and see how how your perspective differs from mine.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But anyway, does anybody have any other lightning round questions? We got a little off topic there.
Yeah, geez, God.
Sorry, I gotta
dirty laundry.
I gotta rep my community a little bit.
No, I get you. No, I think that's about everything. This is
I had one, but I completely forgot it.
Satellite, is there anybody you want to shout out or plug anything right now?
Graders.
Yeah. So let's throw a shout out to Whaleman of Candy Coated Kink. They work with both latex and vinyl, and they're one of the people that are trying to teach the community how to work with it. Both materials. They're one of the people that go to this factory. I can help you go to this factory and get your toy made and made into a suit, and I can fix your latex for you and everything else. He's one of the people that's trying to get the information out there to both communities and trying to open everything up. So shout out to him.
And you said that's Candy Coated Kink. I looked them up. Is there Etsy Candy Coated Squeaks?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna look at their stuff real quick. But okay, yeah, no, I really like that aspect of it. For me personally, I came up in the punk scene a little bit, and their whole DIY ethic is very inspiring, and everybody's trying to help one another, do what they can by themselves or assist people. So I really respect that kind of stuff.
It's awesome to see. It really is.
Wow, they got some wild shit. Okay.
Yeah, man. Everybody listening, go make some shit.
Yeah, make stuff, people. Just
whatever it is. It doesn't have to be your fetish. Just go make something.
Make something. Use your hands.
Yeah. Awesome. Fix a garage door. Deliver an appliance.
Shut up. God, this blue-collar worker all of a sudden, man.
Despite the little house fire thing that you had this morning,
little house fire.
I appreciate you coming. Yeah, I appreciate you coming on here. I appreciate you being patient with us. I appreciate you sharing your story. I wish nothing but the best for you, and like I said, we will absolutely have you back on when we finally do the pool toy episode.
That would be awesome. Thank you.
All right, man.
And definitely send some links off to Mesky for things for us just to look at,
I still can't really picture it. I kind of can't wait.
I can picture it just because I've seen it before. I can picture it. But yeah, send me some pictures once we hang up. Send me some links and I'll show the guys. We're going to record a little outro here, just kind of discuss about it. But yeah, I think we did great. And like I said, I appreciate you coming on and sharing it. Hopefully we can break down the stigma about this little thing. So what if somebody likes latex inflatable suits? They're not hurting anybody. Let them live their lives.
Exactly.
Awesome.
All right. Take care, Satellite.
Yep. See you later, man.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye.
This is awesome.
Appreciate you.
I love how we give them the Midwestern goodbye.
Yes.
Every time.
Every fucking time. Okay, so I didn't really think of any slang term for it. But
the porn is called shiny porn.
Well, yeah, I think shiny porn encompasses several things, but yeah.
Something was squeaking.
Yeah, I can't help but think of the SpongeBob episode.
Texans.
You need to get
Latexans.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah,
Texers.
Texans.
Texans.
Texers.
And what is their suits called then? Texies?
Texas.
Oh yeah.
Texers and Texies?
Late tuxedo.
Texi.
Late tuxedo.
Texi.
Yeah.
So
Latex
Texans
guy.
and Texies? Is that what we're going with? Or
I'm going with late tuxedo.
latexedo? My latexedo. Or tuxedo.
Latexadermy.
Oh yeah. We
Oh
could
yeah.
go far with
Okay,
this.
so if he makes latex stuff, so he'd be a latexadermist.
A
That's good. I
latexadermist.
like that. You can thank us later, latex community.
Yep.
Wait, no. You
I'll
can thank
invoice
us
you for
later,
that one.
Texans.
Yeah, you Texans. Everything's bigger in Texas. I don't know. But either way, recap. Great episode. Interesting stuff.
Yep.
This is the one fetish so far where I can at least, like for me, get some of the appeal.
Yep.
There's something about a woman in a latex suit. I'm down to clown. I'm down to clown. I'm.
I don't know if I want to touch it, but I want to look
I
at
want to
it.
touch it. I want to. Yeah. Again, somebody mentioned Samus, Zero Suit Samus. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm down to clown. Big crossover with your community. Luckily,
Yeah,
this
well, that's
gentleman
because-
liked the
Yeah.
inflatable aspect of it, which I think that makes it easier for me to I don't know, get a picture of, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel as blind going
We
into it when
should-
it's related.
For your episode, we should find a popper, and then you guys can
Dude,
debate.
no, we'll surprise him. We'll be like,
Nope.
okay, and guess what? We got a popper on the line, and then you guys fight it out. We're
As
gonna
I
get you
actually,
drunk.
I actually have popper friends, and I'm okay with them, but they're very minor. But if you got,
No, we're
one
not
of the-
going to get those guys.
If
We're
you
gonna
got
get
one of
mean
the
ones.
bastards on, there might be violence.
Dude, I know. It's gonna be like an episode of Jerry Springer. You know,
Yes, exactly.
it'll be good as fuck. It's gonna be a 3-parter, dude.
Couldn't do that. I'd have to sit that one out if you want to.
Well, no,
like
'cause
I
you're
said,
not
if I
gonna
could-
go. We're
Can't
gonna
sit out your own
surprise you.
episode.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit out of my own episode, guys.
No, I made the decision a long time ago that I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think about it. I didn't want to hear about it. Those people can do whatever they want. That's fine. I am not going to get involved. I don't like it. I don't want anything to do with it. But I'm not going to get involved. I determined that years ago.
How libertarian of you.
Yeah.
Yep.
You stick to your guns.
I mean, I could be fascist about it and say we need to exterminate them, but that is not the way to be about it.
Pop the poppers.
Pop the poppers. Let's get rid of them, dude. No, I get you. But
So,
latex, inflatable latex suit, cool stuff. I'd love to see these pictures. I was kind of looking at the person they mentioned, the candy coated kinks, and I got an idea now of what it looks like.
yeah.
At least what they were making on Etsy was definitely more in the pool toy inflatable route. They looked like they had like the big floaty things that help keep you up. I saw something like that.
What the hell were those inflatable like boxing gloves?
Sock and boppers.
Sock and boppers.
Sock and boppers.
Funny story about that. The original
do you
ones.
get turned on if you get punched with one of those?
Not anymore. Maybe when I was a
Do you
kid, I
remember
did.
doing that a lot with him?
We never did
Is that
sock and
the
boppers, but I would have
Is
hit him
that
with
the
them.
Inflatophiles edition of Rough Sack?
Sock and bopper. No, the people liked to
Wow, me.
fuck them, because the hand holes are like literally an SPH. But the
SPH
early
stands
renditions,
SBA.
it stands for a couple of different things. Matt says it stands for stick penis here. It initially originates from the plushophile community. So then it was a strategically placed hole because all you were doing was
Got
cutting
it.
a hole in
God,
the
that's
stuffed
so
animal.
like military. That's tactical.
Yeah.
as fuck.
But
I
I've
like the
heard
other one more.
stick penis here, special penetration hole,
out to
strategically
Pfeiffer.
placed hole, all that sort of stuff. But the sock and boppers, so the original variant that hit the market, you could fuck them because they were just vinyl and it was like an SPH. However, the company,
They made it go all the way through.
no, they didn't make it go all the way through. They put like a velvet on the inside of the hand hole. So it was very unpleasant. So there actually is a market for the original sock and boppers
Did
that
they
don't
do
have
that
that
because
velvet.
people were fucking them?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know the story behind it, but yes.
Got
so
some
evil.
interesting
Oh,
data
over-
from the research and development team.
I think that's probably not the case.
I don't know. Maybe it was specifically an unpleasant. It
It
was
could be like suede or
yeah, suede. It was
Maybe that's
it
more
was
what
an
I'm thinking of.
unpleasant texture. It was just like you could tell. But over the years, the inflatable community has had a run-in with a number of companies. Intex doesn't even acknowledge our existence. They think they don't want us.
Rightfully so, because they're much more commercial. They're
I guess,
Walmart.
but we're a marketable demographic. Think about it.
Come on,
a family might buy 2 pool toys a year. Fucking, I bought like 8 Intex whales in last year.
You know how the optics look of this.
Yes, I understand the optics, but there are several companies coming to market that are clearly catering
so
towards
they could
us.
secretly, like, it appeals to kids and people who want to fuck them.
Yes,
is that what you're getting at?
But yeah,
You get them 2 times when they're young and then when they get perverted.
That's
exactly.
smart.
But there are companies coming to the market, and I'm not just talking about Inflatable World and Puffy Paws and Horseplay and stuff. I'm talking about, like, there are some companies out there that are actually catering to us. You can just
like
tell.
actual manufacturers.
That you find in Target. Like, they made this giant unicorn, and it's got fuck me eyes. I'll have to look it up, but it's a unicorn sprinkler.
Okay, and
But
with
it's
that, we are
clearly-
closing
okay.
out this episode. We're diving a little deep into this. We should save it potentially for a
Yes.
future episode.
Yes, we will save it for a
And this
future
was the
episode.
latex / inflatable latex suit episode.
I
And
think I want to see a picture of that unicorn.
I'm going to pull it up.
yeah,
So,
okay.
like, does it actually have fuck me eyes?
Oh, yeah.
or
We'll provide a link in the description
Is
of
it
this.
just
Can we provide
you
links to these
that
fuck
thinks
me
that
eyes
it's fuck me eyes?
in the
Just
thing?
make it the thumbnail.
But this has been the Whatever You're Into podcast. Signing off. This is Scaramunga.
Mesky
Bye.
and Marquise.
Marquise.
Tell me that doesn't have fuck me
Thank
eyes.
you and have a great day.
I guess. I don't know.
Pass it around.
His eyes are closed.
Come on.
Sexual. The hiatus is done.